Alright, this is the, I think, 9th, maybe 10th, I don't really know it anymore, game of tonight's Horus Extravaganza lineup. What we have today is a game with Captain SC, Babs Aardvark, and Kush Registrar on good, and yes, Protosser and Explosive. Yes is also known as Toby, by the way, on evil. Probably the last game of the night. Let's watch this happening as we are already opening up with finally some variety in this game. In just 30 seconds, people will be seeing what I mean. Meanwhile, we do see a bit of a push just on E Halls as an opener by Toby over here in the north. Meanwhile, we see a standard Kush Registrar Trollshaw's opener, and a not so standard double on LoTR while Captain SC is defending.
Waiting for the...
It's very aggressive. They're just going on the spawn anyways, despite a faction being here. And yeah, I think it's gonna go down. Dang, yeah, that's kind of shows you like what a little bit of aggression can do despite a bit of resistance from good. They were still able to just kind of push that in. Yeah, Empower being goated, maybe that's the case. And now we do see Explosive publicly, annoyingly, announcing that he's going to be going Turtle Dunland. Not even going for Naz, he's going to go Turtle Dunland first. Oh my god. What a spoil sport.
That's extremely best.
Kush Registrar continuing to go in on Trollshaws. While Captain SC is actually starting to work on Aaron Yor, or not, I keep calling Aaron Vorn, Dwarf Yor. Meanwhile, in the north, not too much happening, although Aardvark is actually sitting around at the western Rudar area. Oh wait, this is Babs, I shall bully. Who's Babs again? Oh, Arf is the Bab, but I wouldn't be so sure of my ability to bully Babs, because Babs has really shown himself to be quite the capable player, somewhat counterintuitively. Marshall does go down to that double in the Aldardon area. And now... they're continuing to go east. It looks like they're actually going to go for maybe Amon Laha. Meanwhile, in the north, we do see Argla being taken out by this Aymar player. Kind of narrowly missing death on the Witch King of Aymar. I think if arrows went off, maybe he dies.
Way too ballsy with that.
Evil's here kind of low on HP, do recall out. Meanwhile, we do see this gas happening. I think people watching will know which it is. And then, what else? We see this gas happening. And not this gas happening, but instead this gas happening. So, going to be a very centric game on this side of the map that my camera is showing.
Nice blow.
Oh, Cap. Thank you, boy.
Medics are being targeted a little bit by Explosive here, but looks like a fairly even fight. Not too much Explosive can do pushing into these cannons without taking undue losses. Meanwhile, Yes is pushing the western side of Amon Laha. Probably going to get it if there are no good ARBs in the area to really respond. Babs is in the area here. But instead just goes for the ARB and gets it!
Babs is just so good.
Killing all the ARBs tonight.
I'm so glad he didn't defend the base.
Aardvark.
Oh no!
Alright, let's write that down. Babs ARB. Meanwhile, though, Amon Laha has gone down. That's a lot of the strength on this Autonomy build kind of taking
Bro, the whole
out.
squad. I'm solo pushing.
Well, yeah, I go defend definitely. It's a very, very important base.
While Protosser is actually pushing down Western Rudar, the Kamul Empowered is very nice.
What the fuck is that? The fucking green thing on the
shield.
Why do you get that?
The Kamul Empowerment.
I want one.
Martha Empowerment win?
Larry Argo Empowerment win.
No.
It already exists. It's called Weather Hills.
Yeah, it does already exist.
That is true.
It literally exists.
Argo
Oh.
Empowerment win.
Yeah, you're asking a lot now.
Yeah, you guys like keep saying that like Bulwark of Arnor is like a Shield of Arthedain is like super strong, but I haven't seen it in a while. Nobody actually gets it when I play or watch.
Ooh.
Two good fights over here. Babs is doing a good job defending, although Karkin almost went down, but not quite, so he is in here. Captain SC is starting to flood in.
Hortosser, you can go.
Here to defend.
This guy's got no HP on his heroes. Oh.
Oop, Elves is here. Where is Elves? Elves is at Western Rudar, which is probably not where he needs to be right now. They want to be here trying to defend Sanctity of the Forest instead of sitting around at Western Rudar.
I'm sorry, Toby. I just had nothing left. And nothing in the tank.
Hey, what was that about?
Let me get my sub-spawn.
Okay.
Shotgun
Nazgul
bad.
to Mount Gundabad. Yeah, I do wonder like how strong Nazgul and power for Kumul is compared
Oh,
to
I forget.
what
Toby
he
doesn't
is
have any
for
life to chase him
Gobra.
out of here. What the fuck's wrong with you?
The transport over here, trying to continue pushing down this spawn, which is probably a decent target at the. Meanwhile, they're continuing to try and deny left knowing the two factions down here. Not a lot of support actually coming in for Captain SD anymore. He was having a bit earlier, but kind of dried up at this point.
Yeah, you
I
guys
say
can just
that,
let
but
this die.
timing-wise, there's not too much time left
Oh,
before it happens.
HP?
What him killing minutes with 1 HP,
Literally one.
literally 1
Literally
HP.
one.
Look. You can't
Oh
even
my
get mad at me,
God.
right? Like you're not mad at me, right? Literally one. Literally one. Okay, thank you. Like there's no, like it's like there's nothing I can do. Like you.
Yeah, Pence should have died. I don't know. It's crazy how he didn't die.
Literally one. Like I don't know.
It's because I did
Early
get healed,
Austin
bro.
as well being dropped over here.
What did you actually?
I don't think it hit him though, but I did
Oh.
do it.
It might have.
Yeah, I'm not actually sure if it hit or not.
Alright, Goblin Hordes has come out for Protosser here. That is going to be his angle this game.
Like I'm sorry, Mr.
Meanwhile,
Bias. Like
Toby's
there's
actually going to go in for Elven King's Halls.
just nothing more I can like a brother can do.
What we're also noticing is Captain SC investing in his money instead of more mass in earliest portions of the game. Arberg almost losing Frendel, but not quite. Smaug just does not have the HP to push through and take more volleys to finish him off. Or does he? No, he probably doesn't. That would have been a trade for Fran if you want to commit there, which is probably not the move. Meanwhile, at this point, Sanctity of the Forest is all but guaranteed, and indeed, Evil's attempts to deny have failed. Captain SD is going to have that mask for the rest of the game now,
Whoa,
which
what the
is a
fuck
pretty
is
good
that?
sign for good. Meanwhile, though, Protosser in the north pushing into Fornos, actually making pretty good progress over here. Kamul's abilities really pushing and putting in work. Malvigil going down during that fight. And yeah, this is not the best sign for sure in terms of Bab's continuous survival. Protosser basically has a blank check to keep pushing into him at this point. And now, any second now, what we are going to see is the highlight of this game, and indeed the Easterling encampment has been established. First EEA game in quite a while we have seen. We are going to be watching as the evil team tries to defend the spawn for the next, I believe it's 6 minutes.
6 minutes.
Yep, 6 minutes. Let's watch. Captain SC does get a bit of free mass over here with the rally that Easterling Encampment does give him, but it's not all that much, all things considered. And now, let's see if Amar and Misty make their ways over. We did see earlier that the Misty Arb did get sniped, so Toby's ability to rotate over and actually help his teammates is going to be slightly harder. Not to say impossible, not to say he won't show up, but he's going to have a slightly harder time because he's going to have to move his Arb very aggressively and riskily and leave himself possibly a little bit exposed. Meanwhile, we do see Captain SC kind of just guarding the edges here, trying to look for an angle of attack over here. And what we also see is Kobe trying to push down and finish off Mirkwood while Aardvark is slightly out of position. We also watch Babs sitting in front of Fornos as he... Actually, no, he's no longer sitting in front of Fornos. He comes into the theater to potentially contest this here EE buy. All three of these factions on good are arriving. Aardvark is kind of out of position, so he's not here to help his allies in this push. Big fight at this choke, though. That fortification over here is putting in work and just splashing down so much of the good mass. If Aardvark does not arrive soon, this good push is going to be pretty futile because they do not have that force projection. Now they've lost a lot of the mass they have banked up. Walder is just barely going to die here, but in trade for us here, the Wayne Riders lives, but also Huntmaster lives in that engagement. Aardvark has arrived, and now the Dun Chief has been killed. Amar is forced to recall back in. So far, it's a 2-for-1 trade. Not the best sign for Evil right now. Shadow Mail comes in, tons and tons of buffs right now for the Protosser Ball. Forces good to kind of split apart in the retreat. One medic killed by Protosser. I will be writing that down. And now back to the choke, back to that little quagmire over here. Pretty even in terms of mass, I would say, between the two sides. Missy not being here does make this defense a little bit harder for Evil, but that also means Toby can just siege with a blank check at the Mirkwood area. And now the frontal area, this little choke over here, has been breached by good, and now Evil wants to be defending on the inside near the EE spawn. A lot of these cannons have been stripped, so it would not be too hard for good to kill. But at this point, good is starting to also run out of time to deny this. The vanguard of this force has arrived. Good really only has, like, I believe 2 minutes at this point to get that kill. Korhill barely survives being chased into Dolguldur by Aardvark, by the way. And with this position, how does good manage to push in now that Evil has a fairly large portion of mass to buffer any pushes into the areas to try and deny Easterling Encampment? The Air Force is here, Toby proclaimed, and indeed his heroes are also here to defend, so it's going to be very difficult for good to actually try and deny this at this point. I think this spawn is going to, the event for EE is going to proceed not uncontested, without going down, and actually pay off for explosive. And yeah, we can see here, like, by the good team's decision to not really engage anymore, that they've given up on trying to deny EE. Just Evil was, even though they did lose that 2-for-1 fight, they just kind of did not actually get enough actual damage on the mass to do anything about the spawn itself. And with that, the Muma kill and the rest of the force spawns, and that is going to be this spawn for explosive coming into play. Muma kills, by the way, are pretty strong. They also have a ability that basically functions as a auto cast range attack.
Larry.
Similar to the infested Ultralisk from Stukov.
Larry, why does EE still not have keys to upgrade the spawn?
It doesn't?
No. It's still, yeah.
What the heck? Somebody remind me to do that later. Also, Arphanane transport goes down to, I think, Protosser, so Protosser has killed a medic and a Arb. Combo effort? Okay, sure. I'll give it to Kobe Arb as well. And now they're going to push down to Innuminos. Babs being bullied quite hard over here. Really good is kind of falling apart right now. They do not have the Arb matrix that they need to have set up in order to defend everyone after they have put so much effort into the south of the map in near Gondor. Meanwhile, they actually dropped Innuminos. I think that was a accidental buy, but this could turn into a meme monster egg caravan build as well. Indeed, I think Protoss is about to start gassing the Citadel, if I am reading the situation correctly. And then once he gets to a second gas, after 6 minutes, he can start getting egg caravans and start grabbing those super strong flying elites. And now with that double, all 3 spawns of Fornos, Innuminos, and Evandem went down in a single push. There's no good factions in the area to contest properly. Not the best sign for the good team right now. Meanwhile, though, we do see Captain SD trying to go in for a Scaff of the Longworm. After all, Toby has maxed this spawn. Captain SD has Tease and Smash to contest it. Okan, the Wing Riders, goes down over here near Amon Sul to a combined effort of Kush Registrar and Aardvark. And now that Khan's dead, it makes EE a little bit harder to defend for him, because it's one thing to defend it during the event, but you also have to defend it after the event when it becomes a just normal spawn. Now the mass is very strong, of course, but when you're down this many heroes, it's pretty difficult to defend this spawn, especially now that Captain SD is going to come in and reinforce Babs in this offensive. Now granted though, Babs is very weak right now because all of his mass has been destroyed at this point. Aardvark and Captain SD are now in the area to try and put some pressure on Wing Rider and the Easterling Encampment. Really, what Toby needs is some ally support here, or his spawn is not going to live much longer, especially now that Babs has arrived as well. Explosive just does not have the capability to defend himself anymore with so many heroes lost. And we're also seeing a lot of frame rate stalls. I'm not sure if that's my issue or like some issue of someone in the game. But yeah, pretty bad frame drops. We also see Elasterion actually coming out for Push Registrar. I'm not sure if that was a mistake either. But already the cannons on the south over here have been stripped off of Numinos, so that egg caravan actual plan is probably not going to happen. Yeah, these are some really bad resource stalls. Is it my problem? I'm not quite sure. Can you guys still hear me? Seems like you guys can still hear me out.
You're lagging, Discord.
Oh, I am.
We can hear
okay,
you, but you're lagging.
Alright, let me give me a second. I need to address that. What's the issue? What's the issue? Crap, it's just the stream. The stream's a bit like too intensive for me. Let me try. Is there anything I can close? Not really. Hopefully it's just like a one-time thing. We also noticed Cause of Doom Foreign Legion comes out for Captain SD. That is going to be his transitionary buy for the mid to late game. Meanwhile, we do see over here a attack on Eastern Tharbad by Explosive. He's actually staying in western side of things at this point. What I might do, nobody else is in the lobby, right? So the stream is unironically causing a bit of lag. It's either that or the video. So if somebody wants to just stream their own game who's in the lobby, and I can stop streaming in the Discord call, that's probably enough to stop the lag that's happening. So like if like Explo would like to stream, or like Toby would like to stream, I can stop my stream and just like commentate without like people watching. We're noticing Toby coming over here and potentially going in on Easterling, trying to one push that. Yeah, I'm not quite sure if Push bought that intentionally or if it was an accident. But it does seem like the spawn is going to die now very quickly. Yeah, Easterling's cannons from the south side are decent. From the north side, it dies quite easily, though. With that, the spawn dies pretty fast. Meanwhile, immediately afterwards, though, Gladden gets bought by our Captain SD. That's another one of his follow-up spawns. Captain SD probably... I'm not sure if Gladden is the best. Granted, he does get Marquini, which is a nice addition to his hero ball. But he's also has a good chance of getting even Mule soon. Gassed ET has died. Interesting, interesting. I did not realize that. That Kush Registrar actually gassed the ET from Darbad. Well, Explosive here is having a sad time trying to defend against Captain SD. Just does not have the hero power to actually do anything about it, even though his mass is currently incredibly strong. Babs is being chased away in the east by Toby. Not much he can do right now. His strength is just a bit too low to really do much at all. Meanwhile, I think Toby's in the area to attempt to deny Gladden, maybe. We also do see Rudar actually being bought by Protosser, interestingly enough. Not grabbing an extra hero, instead grabbing that extra mass, grabbing that like better position. After Numenos being accidentally bought, that did really put him back in terms of his resources and minerals to buy stuff. So I'm actually kind of curious why he is not going for a hero here. Art is going to get AFK bait. I can feel it. Interesting. Alright. Toby coming in to chase away Captain SD here. Quite sure what they're doing here. I guess just farming. Yeah, probably just trying to get that money for the late game. Meanwhile, a little bit of a lull in the action, not really happening. I think we're going to see Eastern Coalition has gotten the next the hero buy. What we are seeing here is Emissary of the Black Serpent. Explosive is going for the Haradrim path. Valfron Legions. He is back. Early Emissary is quite nice for him. Also, at the same time, of course, Toby did grab Palondo, I'm pretty sure. And that's going to be a pretty nice boon to his hero ball. Actually, no, not Palondo. He got LoTR. Now there's a double on the Orphanc position over here by the two factions down here, Toby and Explosive against Captain SD. Captain SD is putting up a good fight, but with such a strength disparity, there's not really too much that Captain SD can do. Babs has arrived to reinforce him, but this is a pretty bad position for them to be. It's a very narrow choke. There's a good chance that they can block each other, and there's not a lot of surface area that the good factions can actually use to try and attack from. Now, they are going to push away the evil factions just because the evil factions have run out of mass at this point, but Orphanc has been pretty heavily stripped away, so it is probably going to die to a attack very soon. We're also seeing here is another attack on the Easterling Encampment. Explosive is actually just sitting kind of at the western side against Aardvark and Babs, and this gives Captain SD an opportunity to strip away the cannons at the front of the Easterling Encampment spawn itself. At this point, the spawn is not going to live for much longer, it seems. There's a good chance that we're not going to actually see Muma kills come out of the spawn at this point. I do wonder if Eastern Encampment does warrant a rework, just because it's released quite a while ago under a very different development philosophy than the current state of the game. and it would be good to kind of see it made more viable in a more modern way. Because like one of the big criticisms of the spawn is, or the event I guess, is like how it functions, how you have to like have a timer, and how it kind of forces evil to camp, which is kind of antithetical to its actual core design as a alliance or like faction as a whole. So I do wonder what I could do to kind of like mitigate those like concerns while still making it like have a unique identity and not just making it any other actual spawn. Oop, he'll be being chased away by Kush Registra, just not really having much mass to cover himself there. Uses the safe option and just recalls out. And while we do see that Fungar has come out on Captain SD. Supposed to have a lot of actual mass over here, so he might be going in to try and close out Orphank. Captain SD has a choice here: defend Orphank or maybe go in for the base race against Eastern Encampment. Indeed, he chooses the Eastern Encampment, just right clicks the spawn itself, doesn't even bother with the cannons in front. At the same time, Aardvark goes in and takes out the Wingrider Encampment. EE does go down, and with that, the Eastern Encampment is dead. Wingrider Encampment also dead. They are going to get Orphank, but that is a 2-for-1 base trade, which is definitely not the best position for Explosive. What we also see now is a Eamon Mule Sentry Camp coming out for Captain SD. This is kind of the anti-steamroll mechanic that was implemented at the time. After Easterling Encampment is destroyed, Sentry Camp spawns as kind of a consolidation, because it is kind of the assumption that when Easterling Encampment comes out, that evil is in the advantage for a long period of the game. At this point, I'm not really sure if that type of like design philosophy applies in the modern meta, but that is kind of how it works. And again, maybe it could stand to have a look at it. Huntmaster does go down to this triple at Tharbat actually. And Cardilin is kind of on his last legs at this point. Aaron Vorn is dead. Tharbat is dead. So many of the spawns are dead. It really is just barely alive Barrow Downs and Londire. And Barrow Downs is not really going to live much longer either. Eamon Mule has been expanded to the full size, which is a very, very nice pickup for a Autonomy Gondor. Meanwhile, this triple also takes out Austin and Fuel. Basically, the evils are just coming together and just wiping out the entire map all at once in one big warpath. Good Lord dies in that engagement somehow. Interesting. Huh?
Aardvark killed a medic, by the way.
Oh, who? Aardvark?
Aardvark did, just then.
Aardvark med?
Expo, solid game out of Expo.
Exploit, don't worry, you're gonna get
Hey,
an emissary. See, it says on the screen.
Yeah, I'm gonna get another one, right?
No, like after the timer's done, he gets a buff on Emissary, so that's how it works.
Hog.
Actually, I'm not sure if it's after the timer or just immediate.
I don't see a buff.
Oh, so it's after a timer, so you have to wait 6 minutes and you get a buff on Emissary. Yeah, like, the thing is with Emissary, he does get, like, a buff if you lose all your heroes. But, when you get Eastern Encampment, of course. But then, like, if you have Warlord, then you just get Emissary on top of Warlord. So it's not, it might have been a better play there, just because, the spawn died before, like, movement kills, and, like, the stronger mass of the Herodrum side could really shine.
Our allies are being attacked.
Is it...
Our allies are being attacked. Our allies' base is under attack.
Now, Captain SD still has a very nice presence in terms of mass, because even though he's lost his starting through autonomies, he has the left no viable and also 2 viable bases. So Captain SD still has plenty of strength to actually run around with, and a lot of passive income as well.
Larry, why is the emissary's flame attack just not showing up?
Isn't it? Wait, what do you mean?
Like, watch this.
Our allies' base is under attack. Our allies are being attacked.
Up on there, do you
Oh, what
see
the
it?
heck?
Our allies' base
That's a good question. I will put that in the bug reports.
Our allies are being attacked.
I mean, it's still like happening. It's just like doesn't have the visual.
Yeah, it's still happening.
Emissary with buff from
Yeah, he's not. I don't think he's buffed yet.
visual.
Oh, maybe he is. He has +5 armor, level 5.
Oh wait, yeah.
I don't think he has the buff.
Our allies' base.
Yeah, I think it's like 5 armor, or no, like 3 armor and like 300 HP or something along those lines. I forget if he gets damage.
I'm almost confident he doesn't have damage.
Yeah, it's 300 HP and like 5 armor, or like 3 armor or something along those lines.
Our allies are being attacked.
Ooh, Captain SD now gets the citizenship for service upgrade and getting very, very strong mass at this point out of his spawns. Has both gases on the Gladden settlement. He has decent mass output at this point. Of course, not as much as something like Max Lamadon, but of course that is made up for by lots of money from Autonomy and also higher quality mass.
Allies' base is under attack. Our allies'
Yeah, E is a little undertuned for sure. It's like it had so much, so many changes at the time it was released to like prevent snowballing potential that kind of just like gimped it, and like now under like the modern meta, it just like doesn't really work. Yeah, I mean, what it used to be at the time, it's just like this type of event is so hard to balance because it's very swingy.
Our allies' are being attacked.
It's like, but like I also like kind of made it to the point where it's like if you do pull it off, it's not really that worthwhile. It's like the consolation thing for Eamon Mule doesn't need to exist in some context.
Our allies are being attacked.
Because the idea that it like swings the pendulum back isn't always applicable if like E struggles in of itself, like as a spawn.
Our allies are being attacked.
Now we are going to see a Eamon Mule attack from the south side by Toby. This might actually be able to push this spawn down and kill it in one push if Captain doesn't defend this correctly. Of course, Captain is in the area and he is contesting Toby directly here. Doing a bit of good work to push Toby back, but of course taking a lot of HP damage on zeros. And now Adderhill does get caught out of position, aggroed in, and it's destroyed. And now that Protosser is also in the area to do a double here, I don't think there's much of a hope for Eamon Mule anymore. Captain SD might stay in the area to hope for a hero pick or something along those lines, but the actual spawn itself does get destroyed at this point.
Our allies' base.
Yeah, Eamon Mule is a strong enough spawn, has a lot of cannons, but still is very, very, very vulnerable, like all spawns in the game, to a well-coordinated double.
Aardvark medic.
And at this point...
And
Amar medic?
recaller.
Dang. Amar recaller and medic by Western
Our
Gondor?
allies are being
I-
attacked.
medic.
Or
well,
I got
else.
the recaller.
Allies are being attacked.
So Babs recaller.
I don't. Tonight's just been one of those days, bro. The second I start typing, they attack. I've been there for 10 minutes, and the second I type, they attack. Like, I don't get it.
Oh my gosh, the buffed
I don't get
emissary,
it.
no. The emissary with 308 extra HP and armor, no.
Like, come on. Like,
Oh, are you spawn dead and hero dead?
yeah.
Unfortunate.
Dude, it's just like, I'm pushing that spawn for years, and then the second I show up,
Aardvark got Roscoe Bell at this point in the game in this context? Wait, what the heck? That seems,
Allies are being attacked.
I'm not sure if...
Our allies' base.
Look, I like Roscoe Bell, but I don't think it's good in this type of context. It just kind of dies, right? It's like a lot of money.
Was
You're
it?
paying
Look at our
7,500 for
east.
something that just dies, right?
Our allies' base is
Oh, you got aim on
What
Link
just
as well?
dies? That's all of our position in east.
Dang. Oh my god, Eagle's Eerie as
You-
well. Oh man, Galar going down.
I wasn't even watching.
Oh,
He moved to death. Wait, I'm not faction dead. The buzz. Got the battle buzz.
Eagle's Eerie is being seized down. Do they have the money to actually grab that right here? Captain SD and Aardvark have a lot of strength consolidated between the two of them, but the other factions are basically hero dead at this point, like faction dead. Card and Earth are just like no longer factors anymore. So late game, they need to be able to handle their 1v1s because EM is fully dead, and that's a very big advantage for them. But like Babs is basically almost irrelevant, not quite completely, but he's like very weak. And Card is, I'm pretty sure, just dead. Now granted though, those sailors can be a pretty big menace for wandering arbs around the map. That's one of the best applications of the actual sailors when you are stuck on only sailors and no heroes left. And Captain SC losing Arthur Hill is not the worst, but it does slow down his pushing quite a lot, especially since bring his medic with him. While Toby is being chased out the south side over here, tries to go in for an attack on him on length, but gets promptly chased away by Aardvark. While Protoss is actually going on the western side to cause a doom with these heroes and this mass. Takes out the west gate. I guess he's trying to push him further, but he has to be a bit careful here. It's a very, very treacherous choke. We also see Toby trying to go in for Eagle's Eyrie. Captain SC is in the area to defend, but really this spawn's not going to live very long, and they really do want to be funding for Guai here to get that hero before the spawn's denied. Oh, also Aardvark, did you remember to enable rabbits on Iwindale?
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, you get rabbits. You can't autocast. I can't have it set to autocast like that, so you have to always enable it yourself. Wabbit. Look, all I want to see is a Wabbit season, alright? Like, I want to see my handiwork in action. I spent an inordinate amount of time fixing a bug on those rabbits, so I want my hard work to actually be seen in game. Oh, that's a lot of damage done by that force field. Or not force field, side field. Lightning field.
Side sword.
Force are actually grabbing Jar Doom with Scorgrim. Interestingly enough. Yeah, we're not seeing that many hero buys this game, which is very interesting to me. Like, a conventional game would kind of see like Evil Fornos into Agandar, or maybe even like Polando bought by now. Oh no, Polando did get bought. Maybe like funding for like but Emors is dead, so not even half the rolls alive. Okay. And maybe there are not actually that many options left so that's kind of why they're going for these. Well, here has come down for Eagle's Eyrie. Captain SD does not get denied here. But here's a very strong hero. Generally speaking, I would recommend using the large rock when you're going for hero engagements, since there are very few cases where you actually want to be using splash or pseudo splash attack. But with just large rock, he's a very formidable hero. 1750 HP, flying, pretty decent nuke damage.
No.
Oh, there's a lot of lag right now though. Scorgrim gets destroyed on that cliff over here. Protoss are just getting all of his mass over here actually kind of shredded. Lots and lots and lots and lots of lag though. What I might consider is stopping my stream. Is anybody else?
Hey, should I steal a
Is
fucking
anybody
medic?
else streaming right now? Because I asked if somebody could stream, but nobody responded. Oh, people are streaming now. Okay, you guys should
We have
like say
streams, we have
something.
streams.
Okay.
Oh yeah, Explo
Alright.
Explo's like dead, so he can stream.
What do you mean? They can
Oh
watch
yeah,
my
Explo is
work in
dead.
my
Okay, I'm gonna stop my
Exactly, you
stream
can
so I
watch
can
me.
conserve some processing speed, and I'll just record for this. Alright, that should make the lag a bit better. But yeah, Guaihir again, like Guaihir is not really seeing serious games very often. Guaihir also actually allows for that evil mid ARP kill. Okay, nice, nice, nice.
Good
Captain
stun.
SD grabs that.
Yeah. Really important to kill that.
Captain ARP. And yeah, look at this airball. Like,
Wait, we got-
kills are very, very
Okay.
scary.
I do not know how Smog lived.
Oh, but at the same time, though, Kaz just got killed from the western side. And what we're also going to see is
I can't
ships,
target him
black ships
instantly.
from the south, all 3 out of 4.
Excellent. No pinging shit, you're a spectator.
What?
No pinging stuff, you're a spectator, bro.
Excuse me?
He's still on the team. He's still on the team.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
You can do whatever.
What'd you just call me? Dude, Toby and Protoss are winning 2v5? That's crazy.
The Eagle's Ear is going to go down now. There's just not many cannons in the front of it, so it doesn't really withstand that many attacks. But Guahir already came out. Also a plenty strong Great Eagle Ball. If Captain SC can do a good job conserving that ball, it's going to pay a lot of dividends into the late game. Meanwhile, Kush on his last little bit of mass left in the game. That's all he has now.
Oh, Toby, the whole world's against you.
And yeah, what a game state. 2 faction dead factions, 1 faction that's basically dead, and then like a pretty even 1v1 pairing over here.
It is interesting. Like, Card, Arth,
Yeah,
and EM
I mean,
are
it's like-
completely dead, and then everyone else is quite strong.
Yeah, it's like Evil Men is like kind of, or not Evil Men, like the equal factions individually are kind of stronger, but they're also in a much more vulnerable position. That being said, Aardvark did lose Cause of Doom, so now he's actually getting a lot of his mass from Roskabel and Link, ironically enough, when I was criticizing Roskabel, but it's still alive and it's starting to like be the bulk of Aardvark's forces. Did Aardvark actually grab the Valiant's upgrade? Actually, I'm not really sure if it would be worth it. Teleport's already dead.
Yeah, he's dead. I don't even have Halder.
Yeah, so Valiance is probably not the play here, but just the spawn itself giving the resources, or resources I mean by mass, is still pretty good. Yep, Aardvark pushing into Rudar, getting a lot of those outer cannons stripped, and now he decides to, he decides to recall out and attack later on now that it has already been stripped out. Captain SD's Druidine mass is repeatedly jumping into the cannons over here. He wants to be careful about letting that go to waste. Now this big engagement over here, with Babs in the area to defend, this is, I would say, relatively even. Obviously there's a lot more mass on Protosser's side, but of course Captain's mass is a bit stronger and easier to fight with. Meanwhile, over here, while they are dealing with Protosser, Aardvark can actually clear out the Rudar's dominated spawn. And now, now we have Karn dead, Rudar dead, but still plenty of spawns to actually keep working through on Amar. We got Mount Graham, we got Zarek Doom over here, we got Amar, we got Ice Marine. Amar is a bit exposed, but they actually did spend the money to go for the repair. Babs loses an Arb, running his Arb through the Galley of Umbra at Midblonde. A bit of a careless mistake there, costing him some.
No, it wasn't Moria. Then when he bought it, it like teleported over there.
Oh, it teleported Moria.
We'll take that. We'll take that though.
White here goes down to Balrog's AA attack.
Dude, the Balrog's the goat.
Not the best. That was
You
a
legit
very
get
expensive.
one volley.
One ball. Why is there just a cap cannon here? Like, what the fuck was that? Did they get teleported? Because why?
Our allies' base is under attack.
Team, they have 3 spawns left. You can do it.
Yeah, it's not looking the best for good at this point, honestly.
Go team.
Roskabel, Amon Link, Gladden, that's it.
Blow your one lane wire. Your chariot makes a comeback.
Dude, this is gonna win us the game. And look who's inside of it.
The boy.
We got the boys. Dude, we got Yui from the hit TV show The Boys. This is Huey, Butcher,
You got
and
Butcher and Mother's Milk.
Oh, yeah, Frenchie would do Kamiko. This is Frenchie and Kamiko. This is Homelander.
Yep, there he is.
There he is.
Who's the D?
Oh, definitely this guy.
Alright,
Witch King
Glad
has
goes
to be
down. Last two
Homelander.
spawns left are
Who
Roscabella
has to be
and
Hom-
Amon
No, the
Lang.
Witch King's Homelander. What are we saying?
Or is the Witch King Soldier Boy?
Balrog Soldier Boy and the Witch King's Homelander for sure.
Yes, the Balrog has the AoE like Soldier Boy.
Yeah, he explodes.
Oh yeah.
He go boom.
Our allies
Toby, drain the river. Drain the river.
allies' base
They're gonna
is
kill it.
under
Drain the
attack.
river.
And then a Coronir, Galadriel with Stormfront. Makes sense.
Oh, yeah.
What the?
Kills a Western Gondor.
Drain the river. Now it's safe from the west.
Captain calls GG and
GG.
leaves the game, and with that, the game is called.
No, I can't play. I can't play that.
Concedes,
No.
And
Wait, Toby, watch
Evil-
right here. Are you ready?
oh, good.
Are you ready,
doesn't
Toby?
concede. Okay,
Are you ready?
Continuing. I think they might be going for some more.
I have to redeem my
Right here?
no
Are you ready?
fight. Toby, fight me. Toby's a coward. Alright, Toby's a bitch.
Drive by.
Who's the next coward on your team?
Our allies' base is under attack.
Wait, you're right. Wait, why wasn't I here the whole time?
But you gotta get hungry on that.
I gotta get over here. I'm on the
You're
one.
done.
I've got people to kill. I've got
Plus
minorities
one
to
man
kill.
again.
The Drew
Toby
Dane.
actually grabs another
You should
man.
start pushing towards Pinneth.
Alright, let's see how I do. Against one cannon.
No, towards Pinneth.
I just want to see how I do against a cannon. Okay, not very well.
Got 50 damage, 50 damage.
Well, it's Betty
Burger goes down to the east. Fighting over here. Carpin also goes down. Gets transmuted into Karsh. Harvely gets blocked. Frimgar gets blocked. Dies
Alright.
as well. That volley attempts to take out all the
Oh,
tar,
doing
but
so
it's
much
not
damage.
quite enough. Urnir goes down, tries to chase in. And now they're
Wow,
just
the whole
chasing
team
into
is a bunch
Bordia,
of
trying to get
fucking
any
cowards?
consolation
Like,
kill.
hello?
And with the AoE from Balrog goes down,
The basement are
and
also
Alatar
cowards.
goes down, and Smell goes
They
down,
literally
and
are all
Gorkill
running
possibly
for
goes
GX.
Oh
down.
my god, it's the season
Embarrassing for
finale.
them.
And
the
with that,
Embarrassing.
Yo, Soldier Boy used his nuke. Get down! Get down.
and with that, we call GG, and the good has forfeited this game. Evil wins this twisty, turny game with a lot of unusual strategies and vibes, I would
That was a
say.
banger.
But yeah, GG.